Hello and happy Wednesday. Jupiter went into Pisces last night, so I thought I'd weigh in with a brief video to talk about what that might mean. And I mean in a more collective, generalized sense. You would have to actually talk with an astrologer to get a perspective on what it might mean in your personal chart. Whether you're a Pisces rising or a Leo rising, to see how things might materialize. But generally, let's start with what Jupiter relates to. Jupiter is where we have the experience of growth, expansion, the principle of becoming more of what we can be, what we are. And it's where we have that sense of a deeper sense of aspiration that prompts us to take long journeys or dig deep within in terms of our spiritual understanding or philosophical understanding. And Jupiter in Sagittarius, the other sign that he rules, is more so about taking that sense of venturesomeness or adventure and going out into the world, applying it in more the philosophical, broad-minded sense in the world, whether that's in terms of going to different places, waxing poetic about different ideas. In Pisces, the other sign that he rules, it's more about the inner journey. And when I say the inner journey, that leads us to a particular set of things. One, it can lead us to the idea of spirit and spirituality. It can lead to the quality of imagination and the inner journey and things related to how we imagine or vision or envision things. And then I would also say it goes with the idea of faith, which is why I call Jupiter in Pisces the path of faith, because I do see that each of the transits of Jupiter through the signs as a particular path. And so what does it mean to have this path of faith in accordance with some of the things I said? Put simply, it's dealing with the faith to fulfill your dreams, the faith to kind of pursue your visions and your imagination and the quality of your imagination, the faith to walk along what you see as your inner journey. And what that means more concretely is if you have a particular vision, a particular dream that you want to follow, faith means that you have to kind of put it into action. Faith means that you have to have the courage to believe that you can make it happen. I mean, there's a really strong dimension of belief with Jupiter in Pisces, the idea that the quality of what we experience on the inside can manifest on the outside. Now, that's not just about pie in the sky, like, oh, I'm going to make this happen. I am, doing my vision board for 2022. It's more so going back to the Bible for a second. The idea of faith without works is dead. So faith is putting things into action. Jupiter is coming out of Aquarius, which is a sign of Saturn. And so that signifies the work, the practicality that is necessary in making your dreams come true. So he's bringing that practicality to the liquidity, that visionary aspect of Pisces. What that also means in terms of pursuing that dimension, that inner work of faith, is that it goes back to a principle I talk about with Jupiter in some other places, including when you sign up for my email list, you also do get a gift from me, which is a Jupiter return webinar. And one of the things I talk about with Jupiter is that he is a matchmaker, or to say a match funder. So he matches you where you are, meaning or what you give, what you're willing to share. And one of the things to realize about match funding, the idea of it, is that when you are willing to share your gifts, it's almost as if the cosmos is willing to match you. We could also say Jupiter is willing to match you. A lot of people talk about Jupiter as the planet of good fortune and luck and prosperity, and the sacred hallowed halls of heaven will pour out its blessings on you. And that's not what I have often found to be the case with Jupiter. Jupiter, like the idea, we say, fortune favors the bold. I think that's true also with Jupiter. Where you have boldness and action, and willing to kind of pursue your dreams, Jupiter favors you. But if you shrink away from giving your gifts, sharing what's best in you, then Jupiter will allow you to go more toward your excesses rather than your excellence. So I think it does become important, especially as Jupiter comes back home to Pisces, to think about where you want to boldly show your excellence, boldly show your sense of vision and putting it into action, rather than passively thinking like, well, Jupiter's in Pisces now, luck find me. It's not how it works. It's not how it's going to work. And if you're, looking at particular astrologers who are saying that, that's not what I've found in my actual experience personally. And after looking at literally thousands of charts and thousands of recountings related to Jupiter returns specifically, and then also in terms of Jupiter in general. So it's not that the fortune and the blessings and the luck isn't there, but to quote or paraphrase the philosopher Seneca, I would say that luck is preparation meeting opportunity. So get prepared. And then once you are prepared, you'll probably better scout out those opportunities and be able to seize them. And part of being prepared is working on your gifts, knowing what you're ready to give, and being willing to give it. And that starts with the quality of what you can see. If you can see it, you can believe it, and then, yes, you can indeed achieve it. But first, you have to be willing to go within. And that's Jupiter in Pisces. All right, thank you.